Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome biggity back, y'all. Hey, you guys, and welcome back. If you are new here, hello. If you are not new here, then of course it is just welcome on back. If you are not familiar with who I am, my name is Kelsi. I have lost 115 to 120 pounds using my tool, the gastric sleeve. It's my hope that through my videos, you are able to find the answers to questions you've been looking for, or the path to choosing surgical weight loss has made it that much easier. Welcome back, you guys. Hello, hi. It's me. It's me. I know it's been a while. But we're here now. We're here now. And we're celebrating. We're celebrating every day this month. Do you know why we're celebrating? Because as of the 5th of this month, it will be 2 years post-op gastric sleeve for me. So I thought that I would come and give you guys a little bit of an update. Here within the community, you see a lot of creators that will do, you know, a 1 week update or a 1 day post-op update, 2 months, 3 months, up to, a year. And then typically after a year, you just stop hearing from content creators. And I get it, because a lot of times life happens and things just become normal and they're no longer exciting to talk about. So I figured, why not sit down with you guys and give you guys a 2-year update post-op VSG. So I am going to be trying to look at my camera opposed to myself, because I've gotten a few complaints to the Better Business Bureau. Not really. Just that it's distracting when I look at myself opposed to looking at the camera. It's just so weird for me. So if I'm looking weird, it's because I feel weird. So anyway, so I want to start off by giving you guys my stats if you're not familiar with those. My stats are, my starting weight was 333 pounds. My goal weight was 175 pounds, and my current weight is 215 pounds. The most weight that I've lost, my highest weight loss is 120 pounds. And it kind of fluctuates. It just depends. That time of the month, holidays, just whatever is going on. It fluctuates between 120 pounds lost and 110 pounds lost. So there's like a 10-pound, wiggle room or whatever that goes, that'll kind of like flush back and forth. It really just depends. So I've got my, list of things here, of course, as you guys know. And like I told you guys in one of my videos before, as you can see, different setup. I am at home working now. So life is a little different for me. The normalcy and the scheduled, day-to-day things have stopped, as far as like getting up, getting dressed, preparing for work, and going to work. So everything is done at home. So it's been a big transition. So what all has changed for me since these 2 years have passed? So what hasn't changed? My clothing size has changed. My confidence has changed. The way that I eat, the way that I live, the way that I feel about myself has changed. Everything. And there are some days where I forget that I had gastric sleeve surgery. And when I say I forget, it doesn't become, it's not in the forefront of my mind. It's not in the forefront of my mind anymore, because it is a normalcy. It is something that has become ingrained in my day-to-day, to do, to live, to think, to be VSG. So, but I am reminded, through my VSG group, and also through my Instagram and also other social medias, my emails that you guys send me, I'm constantly reminded, but it just isn't in the forefront the way that it was. I had my surgery, and for a year and a half, I would say about a year and 6 months, I would eat, breathe, and sleep VSG. I mean, I was always thinking about what I was going to eat, meal prepping, making sure that I was doing everything to a T. And I would just say one day it was like, okay, this is just, I just go into like robotic mode, and it just clicks on, and it's just a normal part of my life now. So I don't think about it as much. My weight does fluctuate, which I mentioned, and that's normal, I feel like, for any patient, any weight loss surgery patient, because we live life. We, you know, do things. We either, you know, we're eating healthier at one point in time, or we're, you know, eating a little bit of things we shouldn't be eating, or, you know, just we're walking more, we're exercising more, or just, you know, our body's natural, you know, retention of water, or the releasing of that water. You know, so many things can contribute to you losing and gaining and fluctuating in weight, that can't all be contributed to not eating healthily, or, you know, doing the right thing. Am I still working out? I do not work out daily. I do ride my bike. I do get up to 10,000 steps a day, even working at home. I make that a point, because that has been a staple in me progressing through just my weight loss. But I don't go to a gym, you know. I'm not a committed gym member, and that's just a personal choice. You know, I'm not saying that's what you guys have to do, and maybe my results would have been different if I had of, but I am happy with my results. Am I still actively trying to lose weight? I am trying to get under 200 pounds, and, you know, possibly going to the gym would definitely boost that. What type of diet am I eating? I typically, I steer more to high protein, low carb. That's just been what works for me. That works as far as like minimizing on sugars, bread, starches, things like that, emphasizing on protein and vegetables. Do I eat things I'm not supposed to? Of course, absolutely. Am I bound to just eating boring food for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. I can pretty much eat anything that I want to now. But I choose not to, because certain things make me feel gross. I don't really eat a lot of fast food. I will go to a restaurant and have, like, you know, actual sit down dining. But as far as like Burger King, McDonald's, things like that, very rarely. And if I go, it's going to be like some sort of like chicken finger, a chicken tender, chicken nugget, something like that. I can't do hamburgers. I haven't had a hamburger on a bun since before my surgery. They just don't sit well with me. I've tried, and it's not a good feeling, and I'm not okay with it. So I try to steer away from that. But I can't sit here and lie and say, nope, I don't eat anything that's not good for me. I am perfect in every way. That's not true. You guys already know. I'm going to kick it to you. I'm going to give it to you 100. I do indulge in things that are not like strictly keto. I will eat a couple French fries here and there. I do have potato chips. I have had ice cream. But my previous tendencies of binging or eating an entire bag of potato chips or eating an entire carton of ice cream, those no longer exist. Mainly because I don't want to feel bad. I'm not going to say that I couldn't, because I'm sure that I could, but I just don't want to. How is my restriction? I am still very restricted. I eat 3 meals a day with healthy snacks in between. But my restriction is still just as it was. I don't feel that it has loosened up. Like, of course, it's not as restrictive as when I first had my surgery, but it's definitely very noticeable. I probably eat maybe 3 to 4 ounces a serving. It just depends on what I'm eating. If it's any type of chicken, you can go ahead and get 3 bites and I'm done. Like, chicken is probably the most filling and the most, where I can feel the most restriction. I don't know if it's because it's so dry. Even eating like chicken thighs, which is a more moist meat, my restriction definitely shows up and shows out. So overall, you know, those are the things that have changed. Those are the things that have stayed the same. Nothing really bad to report. I don't feel weird. I feel really good. I feel healthy. I feel put together. I feel energized. There are not days when I feel sluggish or weird or just bogged down. I feel good, and I'm so happy with the choice that I made. The next thing, do I have any regrets? Of course. And you know, the only regret that I had for a while was not doing it sooner. And that's still number 1 on my list. My number 1 regret is not having the gastric sleeve surgery sooner. And my number 2 regret is not being consistent with my vitamin usage. If there is anything that I can stress to you guys and anything that I can give you to kind of like take away and put in your bariatric rule of thumb, golden rule, do this or die, not literally, but do this or, you know, the world will end type of rule, be consistent with your vitamins, be consistent with your protein, be consistent with your fluid intake. I was very consistent, you know, in the first year with my vitamins, my protein, my water. I was a vitamin watering, proteining machine. And I would say probably about a year and a half out, I started struggling with just taking my vitamins. I was just so busy and I just felt like there was just always so much going on. And I always forgot to take my vitamins. I just did not, for some reason, they lost that priority in my mind. And I would say for about 4 months, I didn't take my vitamins on a consistent basis. And I believe now I am seeing the clear result of that. And I say that because it has had effects on me physically, like with my hair for the most part, and I would say like my skin, not the skin on my face of course, but like just like my skin on my hand and a couple other places. I think that due to me failing to take my vitamins the way that I'm supposed to, or that I was supposed to, I think it had an effect on me. But since then I have done the right thing. I do the right thing. I take my vitamins every day, and I want to show you guys, this one is not sponsored, but hang on, let me show you guys what I'm taking. You guys already know how I feel about Berry Melts, and you guys already know how I feel about just the company in general. They are a wonderful group of people who have sponsored me since the beginning of my journey. But I found them on my own. I found them through just doing research and looking for vitamins that tasted good and didn't give you that icky throw up feeling. And this is it's called the Step Up from by Berry Melts. It's a 1-day bariatric multivitamin. It does not make me feel sick. It does not make me feel like gross. I take it in the morning. It's a part of my morning routine. It has 45 milligrams of iron. This is a wonderful supplement. Easy to swallow. It doesn't give you that weird like vitamin burpee taste. You guys, I have experienced it all, and this is a really good vitamin if you are interested in kind of converting from the chewable or the gummy vitamins. Definitely check out the Step Up from Berry Melts. It's a really good once a day vitamin. But as far as like my hair loss, I have on a wig right now, but my hair, you guys, like, it was scary how much my hair had begun to fall out. And I would say here in the past 6 months, it was the most dramatic and it was the most scary. Like in the beginning of my weight loss, after my weight loss surgery, I saw a little bit of like hair loss, but nothing too bad. And I was like, okay, good. You know, I'll be okay. But I noticed in the past 6 months that my hair began to like just, the wind could blow and my hair was falling out. But my edges, you know, they were very thin. They were very, like, it was bad. I couldn't even wear a wig like this. I had to completely cover the edges of my hair because I was having thinning here, thinning in the back, and a little bit in the crown. And it was absolutely disastrous. It really put me in a really bad headspace, and that's when I was like, you've got to do better. You've got to take your vitamins. You've got to get on your shit, Kelsi. This can't happen. So that's, you know, the second regret that I have. Other than that, I wish that I had had the surgery sooner because I feel like I missed out on so much life. Even though I'm only 35 years old, I feel like I should have had it sooner. Any health issues? I have no health issues. I am healthy as a horse. I get clean bills of blood work. You know, after my hair started falling out, I just, you know, it didn't like resonate with me that, or resonate, I'm sorry. It didn't resonate with me that because I hadn't been taking my vitamins that it was going to affect my hair. So I went and had a full workup done and everything was good. Everything. And so that's when the doctor was like, you really need to hone in on your vitamins again. Make sure you're getting your protein in. I knew it wasn't my protein because I make sure that's just something that has just been a staple, and I do that on a consistent basis. It was definitely the vitamins, but other than that, no major issues. Still struggling with some infertility issues and, of course, an irregular period, but I do have PCOS. So if, we do decide to push forward and have children, of course, we were going to have some assistance with that. I don't think that it's going to be a natural thing for me. I don't think that I will be able to just naturally conceive, unfortunately. I think we will have to have assistance with that if we choose to have children. And I've just kind of learned to cope with that because I've watched so many, success stories from girls who have had the surgery and they're like, I'm pregnant now. And, I'm 2 years out and we're not using birth control. We are not doing anything to prevent a pregnancy, but I'm not getting pregnant. And my period is still very basically show up when it wants to. But that is the nature of PCOS. So should we decide to have children, you guys will be the first to know because I'll be sharing my fertility journey or my pregnancy journey. Anyway, what can I eat? Like I said, anything. I primarily base majority of my eating on a low carb, high protein diet, lots of vegetables, lots of, healthy, lean protein. We kind of steer away from like meats. I do get steak every now and then. Red meat, but we're trying to kind of like wean it out of our diet. And I also did kind of like fiddle around with going vegetarian for a couple of weeks. It was very, very hard for me because I am a meat eater. I love a good steak. I love a good chicken. Just to see if anything changed with me physically, if I had any issues, whatever. I did forget to mention, I am still dealing with constipation. No matter how hydrated I stay, no matter how well I make sure my fiber matches, whatever, I'm eating my greens and whatever. So I do have to take a laxative 3 times a week. It's just become a normal thing. It's in my pill disorder. I take a laxative every 3 days. Every 3 days, and that just helps to keep me regular. I also take a probiotic. So other than that, no. So this is infertility, a little bit of constipation, and some hair loss. Nothing. I'm gonna tell you, I'd rather deal with that than to deal with 120 pounds. I'll be constipated, infertile, and have a little bit of a bald spot before I go back to being 300 and almost 40 pounds. But for the most part, I live a normal life, you guys. Everything is as it should be. Everything is where it should be. I feel good about myself. I feel confident. I feel sexy. I think when I first started this journey with you guys, I would mention to you that I have never known what sexy felt like, because I've been heavy pretty much forever. I wasn't heavy in high school, but I feel like in high school you can't really know what sexy is. And I'm not saying that if you are heavier that you are not sexy. I'm saying that I myself I didn't feel sexy. I did not feel what I felt like sexy would feel like. My friend would be like, I'm gonna take a picture of you, girl, make a sexy face. And I'm like, what's a sexy face? Because I have no idea what that is. But as time has progressed, I have felt sexy. I have felt attractive. I have felt better than I have ever in my life. So where am I going from here? Where is my channel going from here? I get a lot of emails and I get a lot of questions from you guys because I am not as present on YouTube as I was. What is my plan moving forward? Am I still going to be on YouTube? Am I still going to talk about VSG? Am I still, doing, the same thing that I was doing 2 years ago? Absolutely, of course. Yes to all of the above. I'm still going to be on YouTube. I'm still going to talk about VSG. I'm still living a healthy life, and I am still practicing what I preach. For me, I think I lost the excitement to talk about VSG with you guys. Not because it's not important, not because I don't want to share my progress with you guys. It's because it became it's a normalcy now. It's my everyday life. It is how I live. It is what I do. I cook healthy. I live healthy. I make cognizant and, reasonable choices when it comes to food. I'm working on my mental health. And I just felt like, this is just my life. And I'm tired of talking about my life. But I had to really look at it like it's my life. But there are some people out here that want to know what you have going on. So my plan is, yes, I am going to incorporate some different aspects of my journey into my YouTube. I am still going to post videos. I am still going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still going to do videos, you guys. But I think I've mentioned to you guys that I am super into the reaction community. I definitely want to start doing some reactions. I want to start reacting to, my 600-pound life videos. I want to start acting to other VSG content creators. I want to start, really honing in on my podcast, talking about issues that affect me as a woman. And I also want to start speaking about PCOS on a more open and honest basis, because just like when I stepped onto this platform and I was speaking about my VSG journey, there is not a lot of information about PCOS. And there are, of course, there are content creators out there that talk about it. I guess what I'm saying is I want more. I want people who talk about these weird struggles that we have that, maybe people don't talk about, or maybe it's seen as taboo or too much or too deep into our lives. And I really want to shed some light on what PCOS is and how hurtful it is for someone to walk up to you and say, why don't you have kids? Because I can't have them. Like, I mean, and even if I could have them, why is it none of your business? But anyway, that's another story for another day. So my plan is to do like reactions, live videos. I want to do some fashion, cooking, of course, VSG content. I just want to kind of mingle it all in, because I want to continue nurturing my desire to make videos, as well as creating quality content for you guys that you want to hear and see. I'm a big fan of true crime. I know that true crime is definitely a saturated market right now. You have a lot of people doing true crime. You have a lot of people commenting on true crime. But I'm definitely into the reaction community. I'm definitely into speaking my piece on just like certain things that overweight people are doing, because I myself, as an overweight and a morbidly obese person at one point in time, I feel like I would enjoy reacting to those videos. So I just wanted to come and share you guys, tell you guys I'm good. I am living life. I am 2 years post-op VSG, and it was the best decision that I've ever made for my life. I say this all the time, and I say this with peace and love. If you are struggling with the idea of having this surgery because you're afraid that you're not going to get the results that you feel like you desire, or that, stepping into a weight loss surgery is scary. Of course, it is scary. Going back to when I first had my surgery, it was the scariest and the most self-serving thing I had ever done for myself. And hey y'all, good morning. It is Friday, February the 5th. Today is the day of my surgery. It is 4:45 a.m. and I'm preparing for my transition to the hospital. I'm excited and worried and just ready. All of these things just kind of mixed up into a little ball of energy. If I look dry, it's because I am. I had to use the soap, and I can't use anything, like any products, no lotion, nothing. So yeah, I'm not staying overnight to my knowledge, so I'm not gonna pack a bag, but I am gonna take a few things. Yeah, this is it, you guys. Today I stepped on the scale for the last time as a 330-pound woman. At 33 years old. So I'm ready, and I am ready for my life, and I'm ready for my transition to a healthier me. The clip that I just inserted when I was looking back through my old videos to find the perfect clip for you guys to put in my video to kind of show the progression of me after my journey, it's so painful. And I'm trying not to get emotional, you guys, but I look at who I was then. And I was a shell of a person. The pain, the physical pain, the mental pain, the embarrassment, the shame, the guilt that I carried with me. Not only was I carrying 330 pounds of fat, I was carrying shame, guilt, embarrassment. I was carrying all of that. And I look back at that person as that I was 2 years ago, and my heart, it dies for me. And I say all that to say, give yourself the gift of a healthier, happier, better life. You deserve it. It is not easy. Your journey is different than mine. You may hurt more than I do. You may not hurt at all. But it's so worth it. I wouldn't change it for the world. And until next time, be good to each other, but most importantly, be good to yourself. I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci. Peace from Alabama. I was going to say Middle East, but I'm not in the Middle East. Jesus. I love you guys. Bye.